Yeah, okay. 30,000 in the pocket, no change. Okay, I might pass the ball, but this is no game. Okay, all my girls, they love and hate me the same. Okay, so when I die, I ain't gon' be from old age. Somebody gon' want revenge, somebody might want it now. Right pocket got euros, left pocket got pound. Somebody gon' want revenge, somebody might hold the ball with the right hand, catch with the left, touchdown. Step back, let me get some room. Congrats every time I'm through. Same packet, nobody knew, so I never get confused. Hotel, get a bird's eye view. Hotel, got a waiting room. Read a magazine while you wait for me, baby, I'll be done so soon. Phone gotta be off, each store got locks, I got some trusted shoes. 10K on the countertop, don't look so shocked, it's nothing new. Death comes in threes, wins come in twos. Cash comes in ones, throw it up, celebrate some news. I do a good job, pull up and pop out and pull out. Head on and hood on, pedal to metal. When I put my foot on, I got to put on. I got a bad one, they wanna keep me, oh that's a good one. Pockets are dense, I think my bread is hard as a crouton. Receipts in my pocket don't come with a coupon. Okay, 30,000 in the pocket, no change. Okay, I might pass the ball, but this is no game. Okay, all my girls, they love and hate me the same. Okay, so when I die, I ain't gon' be from old age. Somebody gon' want revenge, somebody might want it now. Right pocket got euros, left pocket got pound. Somebody gon' want revenge, somebody might want it now. Throw the ball with the right hand, catch with the left, touchdown. Touchdown, 8th floor, come down, hotel, lobby. What now? 11 a.m. Check out. Might give her one foul just to tell her it's one now. How come? I need rest. No recess in my schedule. Mama used to serve vegetables. Now half the meals got tentacles. Half the Emirates need a reservation and half my money goes straight to taxes. But I don't trip about it. That's what happens when you got dreams closer than a match. And plus all your boys got expensive habits. Go. I know what they're thinking. They don't even gotta say it. Nope. They thinking they just made it. I know how to make everybody feel famous. I don't gotta work no day shift. I don't gotta split no payment. I don't gotta answer questions. And I don't need you to okay it. Okay. 30,000 in the pocket, no change. Okay, I might pass the ball, but this is no game. Okay, all my girls, they love and hate me the same. Okay, so when
I'm the coach. You're locked into the NFL on EA Sports. Straight ahead, we've got a terrific matchup on tap between the Baltimore Ravens and the Cincinnati Bengals. With that, let's get up to Paul Brown Stadium in Cincinnati. For the call, we bring in our broadcast team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
From the banks of the Ohio River, there's a look at Paul Brown Stadium here in Cincinnati, Ohio. The enthusiasm of this Cincinnati crowd in full effect a moment ago as their Bengals took the field to the delight of this sold-out crowd. And they're all set as they'll match up with the Baltimore Ravens. Brandon Gaudin, Charles Davis, happy to be with you. And, Charles, we've got two teams who know each other extremely well. These division games, they tend to be battles.
People scout like crazy in this league, but no one scouts more than within the division. Because if you win your division, you're automatically in the playoffs. That puts extra emphasis on these games, and they can't wait to get at each other.
Here's Randy Bullock now to put toe to leather, and we are underway from Cincinnati. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll be brought down here as the penalty flags come in right away, and we may have a face mask here right at the start. Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that would look pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
Rolling to his right. And this one complete to Seth Roberts. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Seth Roberts, 60 yards, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Well, that's how they envisioned to get the football to start the game and score it.
And I don't know if that was scripted. Was it an audible? Or was it just a play call that they had in their pocket? No matter what, they had the right call on against the right defense, and they end up in the end zone.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. Here come the Bengals now to take over. They'll be led out by the former Texas Christian University Horned Frog, Andy Dalton.
And the tendency for most of these guys is to want to match things right away because they have a lot of confidence in their talent too. They just saw a big strike against their team, and you know they're thinking to themselves, I can get this back right now on one play. Well, if it's there, you take it. But otherwise, just go ahead and calm your team down. Run the offense, get things going, and see how things settle in.
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete. Tyler Boyd, the former Pitt Panther, was the target. But it's going to be second down. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
It's just me and you.
To throw again. Dalton gets it to his running back, Bernard. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. It's a Bengal first down, a pickup of 11. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Now a first carry from Giovanni Bernard. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. The starters now defensively for Baltimore.
Earl Thomas is the rangiest free safety in the game. Great reactions, great understanding, and boy, will he strike you when the ball's in his area.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. The former 2nd-round pick, this is Joe Mixon. And this time he's going backwards. So after the no gain on the last attempt, here they get him behind the line. Third down, a shot here for Dalton. And a throw there going to be incomplete. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
Here's Jones on the return. A terrific return there. 27 yards all told. And the Ravens, they'll take over. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They'll fake the give to Ingram. Now Jackson. They've got a 7-0 lead, and the football is... And this is caught inside the 5. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Marquise Brown, 58 yards. And the Ravens are able to show off their quick strike ability. The point after, no gimme in the snow, but it's up and good. And that'll make the score 14-0. And they're able to get the connection on the long touchdown pass. And that's one of the easiest drive summaries you'll ever see. One play, touchdown. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points get that 0 off the board. Call it a loss of 2 on the play. And that'll make it 2nd and 12. On 2nd and 12, Dalton. And the catch good. It's Eifert. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. From the gun, Dalton looks to throw. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off here by Jimmy Smith. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he will score. Touchdown, Baltimore.
Partner, what we just saw, that's a great example of a team that was really amped up. They've been playing so well, yet they didn't get overexcited and have a bust on defense and gave up a big play. Instead, they created their own big play with a pick six. This one may be over.
Yeah, it's just the first half, but that lead has swelled to the point where you're wondering if it is over already. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Bengals drive about to get going. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here, or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked...
Mixon hit, and all the ball is out. And it's picked up by the Ravens. So they've got the football, and they'll start right on the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. After the fumble recovery, it's Jackson escaping the pressure right. And he's brought down. The coverage may be too good that time as he breaks away for 19 with his legs and a first down. They'll look to run with Ingram. And he will take it in for a Ravens touchdown. Mark Ingram taking it in as the Ravens push further out in front. Now, first quarter, and this lead is already getting into dangerous territory. They better be careful on the other sideline.
More like a basketball game where one team is pressing and that team can't get the ball over half court. I mean, it's stealing it and scoring it, layups, the whole deal. That's what it feels like right now. They are all over them.
This is taken at the 3. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. They'll begin here with Bernard. An entertaining start to this one. More to come on EA Sports. A good run, got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3.
Tight end to the right, boy. Tight end to the right.
Passing, it's Dalton. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. His big tight end, Tyler Eifert, the intended receiver. And it's 3rd and short. So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. They give to Mixon to try to pick it up. And he's going to be taken down here, still a couple yards short of the first. Just a 1-yard gain on the play, and that'll mean a call to the punt team as it's 4th down.
Now, that was a big-time play by the defense. They as well knew where the first down line was, and they didn't let them get anywhere near it.
On the return is Jones. He had his sights on the end zone, no doubt, but is brought down after a huge return there. And the Ravens set up well to begin their drive as it'll begin in enemy territory already. To throw is Jackson, eluding the pressure right. This will be caught by Brown. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Hollywood Marquise Brown. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. Now, he's having a nice little first half here, partner.
And it's a first half that leaves us anticipating what can still come. I mean, 2 touchdowns already here through the second quarter. There could be plenty more before this game is over.
Tucker with the extra point, and the route is on here in this first half. And we can break that scoring drive down pretty easily. 1 play, long touchdown pass into the end zone. An incredibly short kick fielded way up there. And they'll be set up with good field position here as he gets this up over the 40-yard line. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. Now he's hit, and Dalton lost the football.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is a quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey.
When a team's turned it over 3 times in the first half, we just look at the offense and say, guys, what are you doing? But instead, we really should be looking at the defense. They've created the takeaways. 2 interceptions, 1 caused fumble. They played awfully well swarming to the ball here in the first half.
Oh, and now he bowls him over. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. They get 14 on that one. That's good for a Baltimore first down. They'll throw on first down with Jackson. Sliding out of the pocket. Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Seth Roberts, 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far as his guys continue to pour it on. Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and the route is on here in this first half. Pretty clean and simple there. Just 2 plays. The long pass resulting in the touchdown on play number 2. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. Short kick. One of the up middle take it now. And they're going to wind up with pretty good starting field position as they get it up past the 35. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. A reminder, coming up at halftime, while the two of us head for warmer areas of the press box, we'll be sending you to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman will have highlights and analysis of this first half. 12 yards that time and a Cincinnati first down. On 1st and 10, here's Andy Dalton. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. He was looking for John Ross that time. And that'll bring up second down. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Dalton's pass complete to Green. Now a loose football. The ball comes out, and it's picked up by the Ravens. And they get the football. They'll set up shop at their own 49-yard line. Baltimore with good starting field position as they come up 1st and 10, just shy of midfield at the 49. This pass into the arms of Snead, and he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Willie Snead, 51 yards, as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. That's into the hands of the tight end, Boyle. And he is out of bounds, getting it down to the 10. They've got this big lead. They said, forget 1, we want 2. Instead, they got 0.
Unbelievable they didn't even attempt it from the 15-yard line. What are they thinking? I do know this. When you fake one in this situation with that type of a lead, especially from the 15-yard line, oh, boy. I tell you what, meeting them again somewhere down the line, they'll remember this. Yeah, they'll think that they were trying to clown them a little bit.
1st and 10 for Dalton. Got his man. It's Eifert. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. They'll get 14 on that one. Good for a Bengal first down. So Dalton now. Green brings it in. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And it's picked up by the Ravens.
I don't care what the scoreboard says, partner. Winning this game right now?
Mother Nature?
Yes, indeed. Precipitation's winning in a big way. Sloppy. All these turnovers right now.
Yeah, well, this was the forecast. We got what was forecasted, and we've gotten a lot of turnovers. And he will score. Touchdown, Baltimore. Lamar Jackson, 61 yards as his guys continue to pour it on.
Heard a coach talk.
Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. He's going to find his tight end, Boyle. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. Protection was great. He had time to set up a campsite. But in the secondary, though, they were ready.
And I think that in most places on the field, if you have that much time to throw the ball, someone's going to shake free and you'll find an open receiver. But condensed near the goal line on a two-point conversion, all that extra, there's not any extra field. So it kind of closes in on them, and that allows you to cover a little bit better.
The Bengals drive about to get going. And you're under a minute to go in the half. The first half that hasn't been particularly kind to you. How do you think they'll play this?
Well, I think the smart approach.
And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey.
You're trailing, you're trying to get points late in half. I absolutely understand that. But remember, it's all about the ball. And without the ball, you can't get those points. They just turned it over.
Now you got to be careful because that depth got a man. It's caught for a Ravens touchdown. Willie Snead. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. Well, what a quick turnaround there. They get the football. Next play, boom, touchdown.
I've been in a situation before where a turnover occurs, and if you're over on the bench with your defensive mate and you talk about what to do on your next series, and all of a sudden you hear sudden change, you've got to get out on the field and defend right away. Not everyone is mentally prepared to go.
Is that what is yelled on the sidelines a lot of times?
That, among other things.
Maybe some words we can't share here.
Yeah, we'll just keep this one PG.
FCC violation.
No doubt.
Tucker now for the extra point. And the route is on here in this first half.
Next to score, Ravens 61, Bengals nothing. Justin Tucker to kick off.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure, if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete. They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. And Dalton to throw. And Eifert has it. The Bengals going to use the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play. Dalton, 1st and 10. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Michael Pierce, in all of his 340-pound glory, gets the sack. Now the Bengals going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1. Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack. A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. He was looking for his favorite target, A.J. Green, that time. And it'll bring up 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Andy Dalton. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. And now off to the races down the right side. And he will score. Touchdown, Baltimore. That pick 6 extending this lead even further. And boy, it's been a while since I've seen a team struggle this badly in the first half.
I think all they want to do is get to the locker room, try and regroup, and come out to start the 3rd quarter. But if things don't improve fast then, I think the backups get a lot of play in the second half.
Now Tucker to add the PAT. And the route is on here in this first half.
Makes the score. Ravens 68.
So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick six. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Very short kick. Now a hit and a loose football. And he brings it back. Can you believe it? An offensive disaster on the final play of the first half.
They just had to hold on to the ball.
So they get the one-score kickoff, get a fumble, take it right back to the house. 2 quick touchdowns within a matter of about 10 seconds on the game clock.
It's like a big 1-2 punch that may lead to a knockout.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome, everybody, to our abbreviated version of the EA Sports Halftime Report. The snow certainly making conditions difficult, and it's not likely to get better anytime soon, as we turn it right back over to Brandon and Charles.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Not too many breaks ahead, according to the radar. More snow on the horizon as we are back underway in half number 2. Now a hit and a loose football, and an alley to run. And a huge return as he'll take this one all the way down inside the 30-yard line. So a teammate picking him up there, that was nearly disaster.
And the way that you coach these things, you want to make sure you have eyes towards the return guy because you want to make sure that the catch is secured. A lot of teams do that. They have at least one guy. Okay, you're responsible for making sure he secures the catch. He's not always the one that makes the recovery, but he can always sound out the alarm. Hey, ball's on the ground. We've got to get it back.
Here's Jackson to throw. To Boyle here over the middle. And he showed off the athletic juke. Good little gain there. Not a whole lot of real estate, but a nice carry. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Stepping up, he'll try and he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Taking it in from 11 yards out as his guys continue to pour it on. Well, Charles, he's already proven that he's not afraid to tuck that football down on the option, and he's into the end zone for the 2nd time in the game.
And that's exactly what you need from your quarterback, the ability to run the ball fearlessly. And, in fact, many quarterbacks will tell you running the football doesn't scare them. Standing in the pocket and taking blindside hits, that's what terrifies them.
An incredibly short kick fielded way up there. And they'll be set up with good field position here as he gets this up over the 40-yard line.
We all know the teams never want to use the word panic, but if they expect to win this game, it has to start right here, right now. That return just set them up for points.
Now he's hit, and Dalton lost the football. And it's picked up by the Ravens. 20, 10, and this is going to be brought back for a Baltimore touchdown. 2nd time he's lost a fumble. This one hurts more. It's returned for 6.
He's been under a lot of duress, hasn't he? Pressured, hurried, harassed the whole game.
Well, the offensive line not giving him a lot of help.
Not a lot of help, but the bottom line, he's got to take care of the football.
Tucker with the extra point, and that will extend this big lead. So here's the kickoff now as he'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. Short kick. One of the up middle take it now. And they're going to have really good starting field position here as that's taken up close to the 40. The Bengals drive about to get going. And let's just say they're going to be looking to start over on this drive. A few moments ago, they were in the exact situation, but their first play led to a fumble that was returned for 6.
Yeah, you definitely have to have a short.
There he goes left side. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD. John Ross, 61 yards. And it's for pride now, but the Bengals get a bit closer. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
This will be taken in at the 1. And a nice job there as he gets this one up just shy of the 35-yard line at the 34. This Ravens offense heads back out there, led by Lamar Jackson. What have you seen from him, Charles? We know we got a pair of touchdown passes to show right now. They're winning, so things are pretty good.
I see a lot of confidence because when you see that, every movement seems fluid. There's nothing labored at all. I mean, look at it back there, throwing the football. Boom and boom. 2 touchdown passes. You get the sense that there may be more to come. But right now, he's got his team playing really well.
He does. And, yeah, you're right. He's hoping for more to come. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Jackson from the shotgun. They'll roll him out right. He uncorks it for Snead. And a scary incompletion, almost picked off. It would have been their first INT of the game. Instead, 2nd down. Draw play. Ingram now. Brushing off defenders. And able to use his blockers to get this up over the 40. 2nd down, a little more productive than first. 7 yards on the gain. It gets him to 3rd and 3 now. Throwing is Jackson. Flush to his right. Down. Geno Atkins got home that time. And no matter what the situation, the O-line just hates that because they feel like they didn't protect little brother back there, right?
Man, that's just so difficult for them because just think about every single play. When you decide to throw the football, you're dealing with some of the best athletes on the planet. You talk about guys, if they weren't playing football, they'd be starring in the NBA at power forward. It's a really difficult task.
Now on 4th down here, that pass knocked away and incomplete. So the defense has to stay out and get one more stop. They were able to do it, forcing the incompletion.
So on their record, that goes down as a successful play. Doesn't matter how they got there, how it happened. They got it done. They're the ones that are jubilant.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Once again, they run with Mixon. And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. That'll wind up going for a loss of 4. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here. 3rd and long. What will Dalton dial up? And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Here's Kevin Huber now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And this one's high, but not very far. Officially just 27 yards there on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's rush coming, and he's taken down. Carl Lawson with a little how do you do as he gets in there for the sack. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. To try again after the sack. Jackson, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him on what will be the final play of quarter number 3. Back now in Cincinnati. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. Oh, and now some space to operate. The 30. 10. And he will score. Touchdown, Baltimore. Lamar Jackson, 84 yards, as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. So another score there. Often you talk about the 3 phases of the game: defense, offense, special teams. It's been a clean sweep in this one, hasn't it?
It certainly has. They've been pretty dominant throughout this game. And privately, the head coach will add a 4th phase. That's the coaching. And he'll tell the ownership that as he tries to negotiate a new contract off of this win.
They are looking strong here in the 4th quarter. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Now the Cincinnati offense ready to see what they can do here. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
Bengals got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot where they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. To throw here, Dalton. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. John Ross, the one he was looking for. And that'll bring up 2nd down. They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Dalton. He gets this one to Boyd. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down. Now they'll try to convert on 3rd and 6 after the 4-yard completion. Now Dalton. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Patrick Onwuasor. There he goes, right side. And he will bring this back. It's a pick 6 and a Raven touchdown. That's the story of the game. They've been suffocating all game long on defense. They were suffocating there again in a big way.
And they've done it not just by out-athleting them, which is often the case, but by being able to adjust to anything they tried to throw at them and beating them into the punch each and every time. This was a defense that was well prepared.
An incredibly short kick fielded way up there. And they're going to have really good starting field position here as that's taken up close to the 40. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. And they just had that pick 6. I guess the only positive maybe of them returning that for a touchdown. This offense right back out onto the Bernard churning, and he lost the football. And it's picked up by the Ravens. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And this is going to be brought back for a Baltimore touchdown. So the defense forces the fumble. They get the score, and a guy on defense becoming offensive there, Charles.
And you know they love that. Any guy on defense loves to pick up the ball and have it in his hands and try and score himself. In this case, that's exactly what happened.
He'll be singing in the shower postgame. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. An incredibly short kick fielded way up there. And they'll be set up with good field position here as he gets this up over the 40-yard line.
Even after that big-time return, it's not looking great for them today. But if nothing else, even if the miracle doesn't happen, they can turn to this play and say, hey, we can move forward. Maybe it's a building block for the rest of the season.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. Green once again the intended receiver. And now it's 2nd down. On the draw, here's Bernard. Absolutely nobody fooled there. He's going nowhere fast as he stopped behind the line of scrimmage. Now the Bengals on 3rd down. Just 1 conversion in 8 tries. Not good. This is going to be 3rd and 13. So the Bengals in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They face a 3rd down now as they try to find a late score. Underneath, this is Bernard. And he loses the football a 2nd time. And it's picked up by the Ravens. And they'll set up shop in enemy territory at the 45-yard line. This is Ingram on 1st and 10. And he's got room. And he's going to get this inside the 30. That good for 19 and a 1st down. Another example of this offense really having their way, Charles, and another big chunk play there on the ground.
Man, when you look at the defense, they've got to do a much better job of wrapping up when they tackle. A lot of great opportunity.
And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. And that rushing touchdown is 4th, puts him just 1 shy of the NFL record in a single game.
And we all know he would love to get to that record and even beyond it. But he doesn't need to in order to impress in this one, does he? What a performance. What an absolute great game that he's had here in this one.
Hardly any time taken off the clock there. 2 plays, and they find the end zone for 6 points. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Bengals drive about to get going. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that, and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team, and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down. So negative yardage, a loss of 3 on 2nd down, and that leads to a tough 3rd down call. Throwing, Dalton, and that is incomplete. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When you go to the backup, let him get some time.
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. You know, these guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game. And that's always puzzled me a little bit.
And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. From Cincinnati, good night, everybody.